To make the spicy short ribs, this is the cut I'm using. As you can see, it's got a lot of fat on it, and that makes it really good. There are 6 things you need to marinate the beef. They are soy sauce, brown sugar, white wine vinegar, mustard, tomato puree, paprika, and chili flakes. I'll give the details later. In a bowl, mix everything together until it's smooth. And then you're going to start brushing it on to the beef ribs. I'm showing here brushing it on the top first, and then I'm going to turn it over so that the bottom is all completely covered as well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to leave it for about 6 hours to absorb the flavours of what you've just put in. Now don't be tempted to leave it overnight, that's too long, but anything up to 6 hours will be good. Cover it with cling film and put it in the fridge. Then when you take it off, you'll see that the amount of marinade has reduced quite a lot, so just spoon it over again. Wrap it tightly with foil and put it in a preheated oven about 190 centigrade, 380 Fahrenheit for half an hour. Then turn down the heat to 160 centigrade, 320 Fahrenheit for 2 to 3 hours. This is what it looks like when it's done. Now I'm going to show you how to cut it up. The amount I made is small. It's enough for 2 people. And I've used a cut of beef that's about 0.7 of a kilo, roughly a pound. If you want more, obviously you're going to double up or triple the quantities. But you'll see here that I'm cutting it into slices, and then I'm going to place it back. I've poured off the thick gravy into a jug, which you can see on the side. But I've also made some plainer gravy, less spicy, into which I'm now putting the slices. And you can see the details of this at the end with the recipe quantities. Hello, come and join me. I'm about to eat the beef and the rice. Now, I want to tell you that it has to be just reheated a little bit before I do it, but I want to show you everything that I've got ready. First of all, I've got the beef in the spicy sauce, and I have some extra sauce here in case I or somebody else wanted a little bit more spicy. And then I have some rice. Now the rice is plain white rice, but this is always improved if you add something to it. So what I'm going to be added is a few white sultanas. Now the trick with white sultanas is to get them out of their dried state into a slightly more plump state. I have put them in a tablespoon of water and microwaved them for like half a minute. And I'm going to sprinkle those on top of the rice. And then I'm going to have something else, which is really nice. And this is sliced, slivered pistachio nuts. So when I'm ready to eat the rice, I will just have a nice sprinkling of the green nutty bits, and that is going to go beautifully with the beef. Now there's one other thing. The man in my kitchen can't eat any meal without peas, so we have to have some nice frozen petit pois, little ones, very, very nice. So that goes well with the beef. And then one last thing. What I've got here is enough for one person, a really large portion, but only not quite enough for 2. So if you want something to add to it, how about a few cocktail sausages? These are very easy, you just heat them up, they are ready cooked, and they go very well with the beef. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to reheat the beef and put it on a plate, and then tell you what it tastes like. So here I am, ready to plate it up nicely. Now I just want to say something. If you eat it on your own, there's no reason not to set the table. I put just a quite nice mat underneath it. And the other thing is, get yourself a glass of wine. And if there's only one of you, just get a small bottle. And this is what I've got. So this little bottle will be just enough for this glass of wine. And then we're ready to go. Now, here is the beef, which I have heated up. And I've got a different white plate to serve it with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a big spoon, and I'm going to put out quite a nice large portion of the rice on one side. There it is. And then I am going to put some of the beef. Now this had been cooking for about 3 hours, but the whole beauty of it is that you can get it done all in advance and then just reheat it. It's not like roast meat, like roast chicken or roast meat is not good at all reheated. It sort of undergoes a change and it doesn't taste at all like the original. But anything that was slow cooked in the first place does really, really well. So here we are. I'm not taking quite all of it, but there it is. And I don't need the extra peas on the side, so I'll save those for the man. So here we go. You may find that it's easier when eating beef to use a steak knife. This is a steak knife, and what it does is it means that when you're cutting into a piece of meat, which you can see here, it's just really easy to cut into it. So now let's taste it. It's always interesting after hours of cooking to see what something tastes like. It is very tender. It's not at all hard, very easy to eat. And it has a sauce that has full of flavour and a tiny kick from the spicier ingredients. However much spice you add, it's entirely up to you. If you like it very hot, then you can add more. If you don't like it so hot, you can always do less. But I'm just going to get on and have a bit more of this because it is so tasty. I'm doing what the Americans do, which is to put the knife down and then lift up the fork. It is now middle of summer. This is not necessarily a summer dish, but I'm going to show it to you again and ask you if you fancy having that for dinner. And if so, I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching and come back again soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you like it and tell other people. That's the most important thing. Bye bye.